Hello, everyone. My name is C Tactics for the Bento. No, I'm Bento. I'm Bento here. Today I'm Bento. How are you? We're here talking about the fate. This is a cool intro. This is a cool opening. We're talking about the Fate Grand Orders. We're talking about Absolute Demonic Front Babylonia, aka Ushi's Truck Flaps. Special guest host, co-host. Who are you?
Hey guys, I'm Mollis and I'm back, and I'm sorry about not being here the last week.
Yes, Malice was off
What trip?
sexing up all the waifus. All right, leaving Malice without any words to say. Let's move on. Fate Grand Order, Absolute Demonic from Babylonia, Episode 6, The Tablet of Destinies. Ushi's outfit is insane. Also, we are properly introduced to Ishtar. I wrote these synopsises last second, sorry.
Yeah. we might... I guess we saw the true Ishtar at few points in this episode.
Yeah, so This whole Ishtar thing is actually pretty interesting. And by the way, I have a little bit more sexy screenshots in here because we're not fucking child friendly. So fuck you, FTC. Yeah, watch this video and tell me it's not made for children. Fuck. All right, moving on. You were talking something about Ishtar.
Yeah, we saw, I guess, blonde Ishtar, and
Yes.
from what some of the characters talk about, all the deities should be blonde.
Yeah, from the ones from Mesopotamia, I believe, is they said they should be
Yeah.
blonde, and it seems like this Ishtar is causing havoc, and looks like Ishtar. But actually, just looks like Ishtar with blonde hair. But I get the feeling she's maybe masked that somehow.
I'm pretty sure the one that's actually causing havoc is real.
Wow.
In combination with Ishtar.
Well, they also explain that a little bit, where they explain they basically sacrificed a human girl. It's kind of like sacrifice, but like they gave the human girl's body to like one of the gods, and so that's kind of like
Possession.
Yes, and so that is how it all went down. Well, I mean, first of all, what did you think just about Ishtar in this episode in general, based off what we've seen from her last?
I mean, we got a bit more of a characterization for her. No, I really was not expecting her to be a petty thief, just running around stealing gems everywhere.
Yes, yeah. She's just always causing trouble. Like, the whole thing is like they come across these people and they've just been basically wronged by her in almost every way that they could possibly be wrong. They've got things shot at her. They've fallen in holes. She's ruined the terrain. She took all of their money and gems.
Yeah, and the funniest part is she's not real. She's Tsundere. She doesn't realize she's making problems for them. Like,
which is funny because I was just talking to you about this before the show. Oh, Luna Lupus is also reconfirming what we said, so that's good. But you know, I yesterday I watched Heaven's Feel 2. So going from that Reen to this Reen, or the Ishtar, it's funny because I think that Ishtar is more of a Tsundere than Reen is.
Ishtarin? Let's call it that.
Yeah. Reentaro. Elsai Congo.
No. I'm strongly against calling her that.
Okay.
No JoJo references here.
That was a Steins Gate reference.
Okay.
Oh, man. So, the whole thing of this episode is that they're gonna go get the Tablet of Destinies, and I love this scene in the beginning where Gilgamesh is like talking to these other people, and they show up, and he's just immediately like, "Yeah, I want you guys to go get the Tablet of Destinies." I'm like, oh, that was quick.
Yeah, and then a bunch of stuff happens.
Yeah, no, yeah, a bunch of stuff happens. We figure out that Kutha, which is where the Tablet of Destinies are, is under the control of Ishtar, who, as we know now, have been causing a lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm. What is? It's not really a big trouble. It's just like petty stuff all around the place. It's.
Aiden says, Rishtar, I like how he calls her Rishtar, in this anime is more of a tsundere. Luna Lupa says, it's not fully Ishtar as stated in the show. Her personality mixed with the girl she is possessed, so in a way, it's a new entity.
So it's 3 of them on in the same body. Perfect.
So, can we talk? I guess we gotta talk about Ushi just and a bunch of others came back from battle.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like the whole thing is when they go up to talk to Gilgamesh, they pass them. And so apparently we learned that they've lost like 30% of their forces. So whatever this battle is, it's very important, and they're basically going to be taking a break because Gilgamesh is like, there's no point of fighting when everybody's this tired and stuff. It would do no good. So
that's true.
That's pretty smart of Gilgamesh. You would.
Yeah, he's a really chill guy. I'm confused because he's such a break in the fate.
He is.
Zero and Unlimited Blade works. I haven't seen the Heaven's Feel yet.
Yeah, in Heaven's Feel too, he's like a total fucking asshole. he's like a straight up dick. I love it. So this is also like we get this scene as well with Ushi and Fujimaru. I want to call him Fujimura, but I'm like, I can't call him Fujimura. It would just be Fujine.
That's not his name.
And MC Guy he immediately notices Ushi's ridiculous truck flaps. And I love it. And I'm calling them truck flaps. You can't stop me. They're truck flaps. She's got truck flaps on her boobs. She needs to she has she has to have the worst design in Fate ever. I don't know if that's like a controversial statement, but from what I've seen so far, there's also the Lolly Jack the Ripper character.
I mean, there's some which are quite up there, but
she's got truck flaps, Malice.
It's still better than Jack the Ripper, and you are not gonna change my mind about that one.
I mean, you could definitely make an argument for those two, but I think yes, I'll have to think about that more. But she's got truck flaps, Malice. She's got truck flaps.
Moving on.
Truck flaps. I can't move on from this. Yeah, and so Ushi basically says that she's gonna protect this place, and as well Fujimaru, and also because they share the same kind of opinions. Seemingly, Ushi's brother shared the same opinions as Fujimaru, and so Ushi really respects that and starts calling him master, to which Fujimaru is like, no, we just be friends. And I like this. I like this. It didn't go full otaku weeaboo. He's not he feels like an actual person in this scene,
which is nice. Though
Luna Lupus said Ushi is tame in comparison to some other Fate character, or to some other characters in Fate Go, to which I have to say, all right, I'm okay. I don't know what to say to that, really, but continue, please. Yeah,
I kind of like the scene where she asks if they remember her in the modern Japan. which was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he says yeah, everybody talks about you. It's great. Nice pregnant pause. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing to say.
Yeah, I have to agree reluctantly, but still, it's a bit over. It's too little.
Too little, yeah. That would be the best way to put it. I was actually really worried what they were going to do with this scene is, start some, weird harem thing. But I'm glad that didn't happen. Because when you see a character blush, especially a female character, when the MC's doing something, I always get a little worried about that. So I'm like...
I mean, let's face it, Fate was a harem from the get-go.
But to be fair, it's like a weird pseudo harem. It's not full harem because every girl gets their route.
I guess.
But yes, I'm glad it is not moving in the direction of Ushi suddenly wants to bang Fujimaru.
What do you know? Maybe.
Well, I mean, maybe. She's got truck flaps.
I hope not.
Malice. Truck flaps.
Can you stop it with the truck flaps?
She's the one who has the truck flaps, not me.
But you apparently seem to have a big problem with them.
I can't get over it. But yeah. So there's a cool scene where a little bit about Fujimura is that he just wants to try his best. I think he's talking to Merlin, and Mash is overhearing this, but they think that she's asleep. Fujimaru wasn't chosen for this, but he still feels this overwhelming need to actually do his best because he is the only one. He's the only master left. So I thought this was a pretty cool scene to further humanize this character who I think as the episodes get on, there's more and more depth for him, which I really appreciate.
I'm gonna say Fujimaru and Mesh should bang and just get it over with because
they do. They do indeed. It's something they... Why haven't they done it before? I don't understand. It's so obvious.
Yeah.
So Fujimaru gets they arrive at this place. Red Emiya says, "Dudes, please don't forget that Grand Order MC is self-insert." Is it?
Wait, what?
Is Fujimaru a self? Are you talking about
self-insert by who?
Yeah, are we talking about Nasu self-inserted himself, or are we talking it's in terms of you're supposed to be him?
I really hope it's not the insert of your character you made for Fate Grand Order.
I still, even though even if he is a self-insert character, I still think that there should be some onus on the creators to further humanize him. Because it's just better that way, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it's a super terrible thing. We still have truck flaps, so. Oh, man.
Yeah, Luna. I guess it would be from a point of view of writing a. Let's say you are playing an RPG and writing down a diary of what you have done. That would be probably the closest thing to writing him as a character.
Yeah. So Fujimaru gets himself in a little bit of trouble. They arrive at Kutha, and there's a bunch of to put it frankly, zombie-like undead characters, people, and they want him dead.
Yep.
But Foe sort of saves Fujimaru, and then we see Zui Sudra, who I think is the man that we saw in the Scooby-Doo episode.
Yeah.
With the bread, which is pretty cool. And
for sure.
And after watching Heaven's Feel 2 yesterday, someone in that episode commented that it sounded similar to Kide. Now I'm seeing it. Definitely sounds very much like Kide. What did you think about Zui Sudra?
It was kinda random, but I think he's gonna have much bigger of an impact later on.
Yeah, I feel like his involvement in the story, we haven't hit his arc yet, and I feel that he's gonna have more involvement yet, which is pretty cool because I feel that about a lot of characters, especially Jaguar Man, who I feel is probably gonna show up, and if not this like story, one of the next ones probably.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. This anime is really good with fan service, and I don't mean just truck flaps. So it knows like what like the fans like expectations are, which it's really good with that. So I have no doubt that there's really great continuity in this anime.
Yeah, so far the story is fairly smooth.
Yeah, it's
like well flowing.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's paced really well for sure. Which we're talking about episode 6, and this week was episode 7. It's been 7 weeks of this show. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
And we are up for what, another 14? 15?
Something like that. Something like that. Yeah, it's like 24. I want 24 episodes. So yeah, so far it's just honestly, you know what? If you think about it, not that the first seasons of Fates are usually bad or anything, they're usually slow, but I would say that these first 7 episodes compared to something like UBW or Fate Zero, I think flow a little bit better.
I think it's mainly because with normal Fate you usually get a lots of info dump in like the first 6-7 episodes.
Luna Lupus says 22 episodes, and Red Emiya also says, yeah, I meant it's supposed to be you. Grand Order itself is supposed to be a celebration of sorts for the Type Moon works, and Fujimaru, or Gudao, is sort of like a present for Fate fans from Nasu. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, definitely people are going to know way more about this than us, for sure, and definitely we encourage that. Because I don't think we played the mobile game. I've played it more than you, but
I can't. It's not even available in my region.
You gotta get one of those virtual machines.
I mean, I could.
Redemia also says this adaptation does try to humanize Ritsuka a lot, though, and I can't tell you what I can't tell you if that I can't back that up, but I can say that yes. They are definitely, after this episode, I feel, trying much more to get you to like this character more than just because he's the MC and giving him like motivations and stuff like that.
That's something I like. How to put it in English? That's something I like a lot when shows can pull that off. Like, human characters to me are one of the most important things of the show.
Of course, yeah. And I also
if they are human, if they are supposed to be human, they should act like humans. And
I also think it is important to say as well that it's all right for this character to be a vehicle for everything around him, or a catalyst, much like how in Megalo Box Joe was that exact same thing. And which is funny. A lot of people hate Joe and Megalo Box because of that, which I like Joe and Megalo Box because of that, because I think it's cool to see him be like the catalyst, everything happen around him. And I think if Fujimaru, He's more in that role than he is not. But I think if he was shifted into that role, that would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll just have to see where it goes. So yeah, this is the part where Ishtar shows up, and she is full on Tsundere.
Yeah. Like, absolutely.
I love it.
She just went.
Her facial expressions are amazing.
Yep.
Which I think is awesome, because I think facial expressions in the UFO table fates are a little weak sometimes. And so coming to this, like, the facial expressions are actually, like, really funny, especially on Ishtar, because she's just... There's at one point where I can't remember what they say, but she, like, puts her hand over her mouth and she's like, oh dang, really? And I'm just like, that's some good stuff. I love it. She's really she's well characterized, but that's not the word. She's really well, the way the tone of her character and the way she is presented is done really well, and it's really good. I like seeing that kind of thing.
Yeah, she's kind of... What I was more surprised about is that they actually stayed... First thing, they sort of managed to defeat her, and then they stayed until she woke up.
Yeah.
Which, if I was at their position, I would just fuck off.
Did you notice?
I'm not gonna wait for the goddess to wake up and kick my ass back.
You know, that is true. They tied her up to a pillar, which I'm like, she could probably break out of that easily.
Yeah.
Like, she's a god. She's a goddess. I don't think rope's gonna stop her, but it could be the limitations of, like, her actual body. It may be, like, physically weak, and they may have, like, I don't know. You never know. But at that point, I
don't
would
think
say,
so.
Well, yeah, but I would also argue as well. Not only that, but it's not up to the viewer. It's not up to me and you to fill in those holes.
Yeah.
Not to say that they are a hole, I guess. Maybe it just wasn't an important thing. But did you notice how she lost all of her power and fell asleep?
Yeah. That was interesting, because it's almost like part of her power is related to the sun.
Yeah.
And it felt like basically when the sun comes down, she turns off, and then the other Ishtar comes back, I guess.
I don't think it's very interesting. I'm not, because she woke up and she's like, wait, who are you guys? Where am I? This isn't my house.
Yeah.
Which is, far cry from moments before, where she's like, you're causing trouble again. I'm gonna end your life. Which I also think is funny when Fujimaru was like, I'm your opponent, and she's like, you're my opponent? That's an insult. Fine, I'll kill you, I guess.
Yeah.
I love that. She has a very interesting personality, that's for sure. And yeah, so I'm interested to see how that is. Is it that she has two personalities inside of her? Is it that she, and if so, which I think, at this point we kind of, have a really good idea of, but does one personality stay out during the day and one during the night?
I guess so.
Lunar Lupus says this episode will come up later. There are very, very subtle hints to something bigger, just so you don't forget. All right.
I'm also kind of disappointed they didn't play with the big skeleton army outside your window idea a bit more.
Oh man. So I've played a little bit of the mobile game. Those are the generic enemies you fight.
Mm-hmm.
I do not. I'm glad she just came out and destroyed them instantly. Because I was like, I don't want to see them fight these dorks. Like, they die in like 2 hits. What's the point?
I mean, with those numbers, like, the key is in numbers.
Well, true. But also, Ishtar just wiped them out instantly, so... Whoa, smoking's bad, Malice. Remember, kids, don't do drugs, don't smoke, stay in school. Don't drink.
So, basically do everything opposite to me.
When you drive, make sure to wear your seatbelt. Luna Lupus says, lol, the mob enemies that you fight 2 waves of. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ishtar, saves them, wipes them all out, and is like, be gone. Be gone, thoughts. That's what Ishtar says.
Yeah.
Final thoughts on this episode. I actually quite enjoyed this.
Yeah, it was a fun episode. It was a bit slower once again, but not really. At least the start felt kind of slowish, or the first half. But then it got back on track and tracking forward.
I was about to say Reen. Ishtar, she's very captivating, I think, just based off her personality, because it's not only is it like, of like super tsundere, but I don't know, she's really fun. She's got a lot of charisma, and I think that can carry a character quite a bit, but I also like how she has these 2 different sides to her, or in this case, maybe even 3, and it is sort of confusing that she looks like Reen sometimes, but I get it. I understand why they do it, and I enjoy it. I like her character quite a bit. I like Gilgamesh just saying, you're here, now go do this thing. I thought that was really nice.
Yeah. One thing that I was kind of worried at the beginning, it was the few episodes ago when they met Gilgamesh for the first time. I was kind of worried they would just turn him into this quest-giving NPC with no development and nothing else.
Would that
I'm
be
really
funny?
glad that didn't happen.
That would actually be funny, and like if they made it really funny and very obvious, or he's like, "All right, come over here and let me give you something."
Yeah.
I thought that would just be funny, but other than that, I would say like the only weakness once again is Ushi's outfit. I just hate it. I'm sorry. I like it. I like it if I have a girlfriend that's wearing it for me in a certain situation. Don't like it on a character, even if it is an anime character where it's more widely accepted. Truck flaps are just.
Yeah, we all heard you complain.
So, with that being said, this is the end of this episode. Tune in to us talking about episode 7, which if you're watching the stream, we're going to just continue on. Let's just keep watching if you're watching the stream. But if not, if you're watching a VOD, click in the description or in the comment section. There should be a link to episode 7, and there's like a whole playlist as well. So if you've missed any of the episodes, for sure, go check that out. Malice, where can they find you?
On your Discord.
Yes, which you should join. Link's in the top left if you want to just type that in real quick. Or you can just, go into the description where it's all everything. Every single thing you need to know is in the description. So, thanks everybody for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.
See ya.